And good evening, everyone, and welcome into the fifth edition of the Orange Fire Media Podcast. I'm Russ Reneau, and thanks for joining us here on your Sunday night as we talk about the UFC and UFC trading cards. So, just if you're new to the show, first time watching, just to tell you what we're all about is what we do a little bit differently in concerns to the UFC is we will open some trading cards later on in the show. That's the last segment of the show. We try to get the new products when they come out, and we open those as the show goes along. First, we talk about the fights that just happened last night, the fights that are coming up, and we get to our hobby top five, which is our top five people, fighters in the hobby right now, the hot items to collect. So that's what we'll be getting into tonight, and we just hope this is a family-friendly environment. A lot of the UFC podcasts aren't, but we know a lot of kids like to get into collecting, and we want to help them out as they start getting into the hobby, and we just want this to be a good family place to come and just talk about the UFC kind of in a different way. So I'm Russ, and just want to thank everybody for joining us here tonight. You can always contact me by email, russ@orange-fire.com, or you can find me on social media, Russ Reneau, Reneau. You can find me on Twitter, Instagram, @OrangeFireMedia, all the social media platforms. Also, the show, I upload the audio file after the show, so if you don't catch it on YouTube, you can catch it on Apple Podcasts, you can catch it on Spotify, wherever you find your podcasts, you can go and listen to it. I know it's not exciting because you're not seeing the cards, but you may hear something because I'm going to talk about every single card that I open. I'll tell who it is. May talk about it a little bit, and if something catches your interest, then you can go back and look at it later, and you can contact me. All the cards are available. I don't really, I don't have a PC so much to say. I'll get into that a little bit later, but anything I have is available, and you can make an offer. Just want to be reasonable and give people what they want, and give you the best deal that you can get for something that you might see. And we'll talk about what we opened last week, because we opened a box of Immaculate, and we're going to do that again tonight. You see, we've got everything that I've got left. We're not going to open all of that tonight, but we are going to open this box of Immaculate right here. We're going to open this retail box of Optic, as well as this hanger. And so just to tell you what's coming up the next few weeks, again, tonight the Immaculate, the retail Optic, and the hanger Optic. I've got this retail box of Optic that will open next week. I've got these two hobby boxes up here. You can see kind of in the back. Going to open a hobby box of Optic next week along with that retail box. The week after that, we're going to open the other hobby box of Optic, and then 3 weeks from now, is that right? I'm counting right? Yeah, 3 weeks from now, we're going to open that box of Prism, and maybe by then we'll have some new Prism out. But I haven't opened a hobby box of Prism yet this year, and so kind of been looking forward to that. Kind of want to build this podcast up. So if you have friends who might be interested in something like this, please let them know. The bigger following we get, the more products I can buy, and the more that we can open. Just want to build up our subscribers, and get sponsors, and I can afford more stuff. I mean, to put it simply, I just want to open stuff for you guys and make this as enjoyable as possible. The other thing I want to point out is I do want to grow this podcast, and one of the ways I want to get people interested is I do want to give away some cards from time to time, and especially here at the beginning. I really want to make some good stuff available to you. And so what we're going to do, and I said March 5th, and that's next Sunday originally, but numbers aren't as good as I had hoped here early on. So I may push that back a little bit, but I do want to give these cards away. I want to give away all 5 lots, but I was hoping for 100 subscribers before we did that. So we're going to give these away and just let you know what we're giving away. I've got 5 fighter lots, and we've got a John Jones, and we'll talk about him in a little bit. And all of these lots have a numbered card in them. You can see there's the John Jones right there. So in this whole lot, a lot of that's from Chronicles. We've got a Robert Whitaker lot. That's a numbered card there. The number card's on top. So you can see all the Whitakers. Let's see what else we got here. So we got a Justin Gaethje lot right there, the number card on top, and anything I open out of retail will go into these. Not out of the Immaculate, but anything out of retail, I will add to these lots. We added a lot of Holly Holm last week to the Holly Holm lot I've got coming up. Here's Jan Blachowicz, numbered black right on top. That's of 99, so pretty good Jan Blachowicz lot right there. And there's the Holly Holm lot. That's of 99 right there on top. So, like I said, we added a lot of Holly Holm last week to this stack, and so it's I think the Gaethje is the lowest one. I think it has 8. But I think Jones has 11, and Holly Holm has 11 or 12. So I think it's pretty good lots, especially for free. All you have to do is subscribe. Subscribe at Orange Fire Media on YouTube, not on any of the other channels. You have to subscribe to the YouTube channel, and it has to be public. I know a lot of people have subscribed, and I can't see who you are, so it's going to be hard for me to enter you into a drawing if I don't know your name. So make sure it's public and I can see it, or send me a message and say, hey, I'm one of the subscribers that you can't see. We'll kind of work that out, but it'd be a lot easier for me if you could go ahead and make it public so I can see it. So that is what we do here on the show. So want to get into our topics for today, and what we like to do is talk about the fights that just happened. Usually, since we're on Sunday, usually those happen on Saturday nights. And so last night we had fight night in Las Vegas from the Apex, and kind of disappointing in a lot of ways. The main event getting canceled 2 hours before it's supposed to happen. You had 6th ranked Nikita Krylov facing number 9 ranked Ryan Spann in a light heavyweight contest. It could have been really important for the division going forward, and Krylov getting ill about 2 hours before the main event. And so that fight was canceled, and that was really the top 10 matchup that was the headliner on this card, and really the big fight that everybody was looking forward to. So we're not going to have as much to talk about because that one was canceled. Also, just on a personal note, another fight was canceled the day before, and it was Haley Cowan. She's going to make her UFC debut in women's bantamweight division. She's going to face Eileen Perez. That's was big for me because Haley Cowan is a Baylor Bear, and I went to Baylor, Baylor alum, and so Haley Cowan is a Baylor alum. She's from Waco, Texas, and she's the first female fighter from Waco, from Central Texas area, that was going to make her UFC debut. She was on the Dana White's Contender Series, so I was really looking forward to it. Just kind of a special thing that I was looking forward to becoming a really big Haley Cowan fan, and so she was ill on Friday and couldn't make it. So hopefully we'll see her again down the road. I'm looking forward to it. That's just a personal note on me. A lot of you may not care about those fights down on the prelims, but that was just something personal to me that I was hoping to see and didn't get to. And then to have the main event canceled as well, this kind of added on to that. But luckily, we have a great card coming up this weekend, which we'll get to in just a second. So I think the big things from last night, Brendan Allen and Andre Muniz ended up being the main event, and the middleweight fight, and Andre Muniz ranked number 11, Brendan Allen unranked, but Brendan Allen getting the win, getting a submission late in the third round. It ended up being a 3-round main event, just too short notice to make it 5 rounds, and Brendan Allen pulling out the upset, so to speak, and we expect him to be ranked, when Tuesday's rankings come out after that victory over Muniz. I think the other one that was interesting to me, the return of Tatiana Suarez to the women's flyweight division, taking on Montana De La Rosa. Just another phenomenal performance from Tatiana Suarez, unranked after being out of the UFC for 3.5 years, and just proved why she's so dangerous, why she's so great. Just getting that guillotine submission in the second round against De La Rosa. And, we'll see if that vaults Tatiana Suarez back into, the, top 10 in the flyweight division. She was up there before, and we'll probably see her up there again when Tuesday's rankings come out. So we kind of, at this point in the show, we kind of go through what's coming up, and just some of the fights that have been announced this week, just some of the new things that are going on, some of the things that are rumored to be happening. So let's get right into UFC 285 next week in Las Vegas. So that's going to be March 4th, that Saturday, from the T-Mobile Arena, and just something that everybody's been looking forward to all year long. We've got the vacant heavyweight championship, the return of John Bones Jones against the number one contender, Cyril Gane. Just phenomenal matchup. And let me look. I pulled this up earlier. I kind of want to go through this as we look at it. I don't have it pulled up anymore, but kind of evenly. I had the odds pulled up, and I don't right at the moment, but pretty even odds on this fight going in. I think Jones a slight favorite. Probably can't go wrong either way from a betting standpoint, and this is not a betting website, just for entertainment purposes only. And the disclaimer there. But just interesting that so close, probably because Jones has been off for so long, but we'll see what happens. We know that John Jones is a better wrestler than Francis Ngannou, and Ngannou was able to take Cyril Gane to the mat and finish him off and get the victory for the heavyweight championship. That last matchup between Gane and Ngannou's out of the picture now. So John Jones steps up, moves up to heavyweight, making his return, long-awaited return. So should be just a dynamite card next weekend in Las Vegas. And the co-main event, Valentina Shevchenko going up against 6th ranked now Alexa Grasso in the women's flyweight division. So Valentina, a big favorite over Grasso, and what we saw last weekend with Erin Blanchfield moving up to number 3 in the women's flyweight rankings, and if Shevchenko able to retain her title, which everyone assumes she will, but you never know. That's why they have the fights. That Shevchenko and Blanchfield are kind of on a collision course for later on in the summer. Then that would be just phenomenal to see, be an awesome matchup. And so hopefully Valentina lives up to her end of the bargain, or Grasso. If she pulls it off, then we may see Grasso and Blanchfield for the title. So just the winner gets the up-and-comer. Got another top 10 matchup in the welterweight division. Jeff Neal and Shavkat Rakhmonov. Jeff Neal ranked number 7, Rakhmonov number 10, and we'll talk about Rakhmonov in a little bit as it is concerned with the hobby. And another top 10 matchup in the lightweight division. You got Mateusz Gamrot, number 7, against number 10, Jalen Turner. Gamrot stepping in on late notice, and as Dan Hooker went down with an injury. So you see Gamrot and Turner should be a great matchup there. And the UFC debut of Bo Nickel in the middleweight division against Jamie Pickett. And I looked at the betting odds. Bo Nickel, a huge favorite over Jamie Pickett. If you got an extra $10 laying around, Jamie Pickett with the upset would pay off big time. So Bo Nickel, long-awaited debut. Looking forward to that one. On the prelim, even the prelims are good. Middleweight matchup: Derek Brunson, number 5, against number 10, Dricus du Plessis. Really looking forward to that matchup as du Plessis keeps ascending in that middleweight division. And also Ian Gary and Song Kanan, the welterweight division, a great matchup. Cody Garbrandt, bantamweight matchup against Trevin Jones. And women's flyweight matchup, top 15 matchup, Vivian Araujo, number 8 against number 15, Amanda Ribas. Just up and down the card, just something to look forward to this weekend. Know where I'll be on Saturday, be on the couch, and really enjoying this card. Something to talk about next Sunday night, every Sunday night, 9 o'clock, right here on the Orange Fire Media podcast. Just looking at some of the main events coming up. Fight night, March 11th, from the Virgin Hotel in Las Vegas, not at the Apex, not at T-Mobile, but a new venue, Virgin Hotel, Piotr Jan, number 2 against number 3, Merab Dvalishvili, the bantamweight division, heavyweight matchup, Alexander Volkov against Alexander Romanov. Let's see what else. UFC 286 coming up March 18th in London, the O2 Arena. The rematch, the third installment. Leon Edwards, the champion, taking on former champion Kamaru Usman, who he knocked out in Salt Lake City last year. And the co-main event, number 3 Justin Gaethje against number 6 Rafael Fiziev in the lightweight division. Then fight night, March 25th in San Antonio, Marlon Chito Vera, number 4 against number 5 Corey Sandhagen, another huge bantamweight matchup. Women's bantamweight division, number 3 Holly Holm against number 6 Yana Santos. Then we look forward to UFC 287 on April 8th in Miami. Got the champion Alex Pereira against the former champion Israel Adesanya in the middleweight division. Co-main event, number 5 Gilbert Burns against number 11 Jorge Masvidal in the welterweight division. Got Raul Rosas Jr. making his second fight in the bantamweight division against Christian Rodriguez. Rob Font against Adrian Yanez. Top 15 bantamweight matchup. Kelvin Gastelum and Chris Curtis. Michael Chiesa, Li Jiangling. Michelle Waterson-Gomez, Luana Pinheiro in the women's strawweight division. So another great card shaping up for UFC 287. We're almost time to get into our rip for tonight, but first, we just got a couple of new matchups to talk about before we get on to those in our hobby top 5. So we got a fight night coming up on April 15th in Kansas City. Main event, number 1 featherweight contender Max Holloway against number 4 Arnold Allen. Tanner Boser and Ion Cutelaba. Light heavyweight matchup has been added to that card. And just this week, started to hear some things coming out about UFC 288. That's going to be May 6th. The venue has not been determined yet. No city, no venue yet, but working on a main event between bantamweight champion Aljamain Sterling and the former 2-division champion Henry Cejudo. So looking at Aljo and Triple C on May 6th for UFC 288 co-main event. The number 1 lightweight contender, former champion Charles Oliveira against number 4 Beneil Dariush. Just fantastic fight there. Probably see who gets a shot at Islam Makhachev. So looking forward to that being official. Those two just in the works right now. Nothing official on those two yet. We'll let you know as soon as they do. And of course, later on in the summer, down the road, the Ultimate Fighter, Conor McGregor against Michael Chandler, and we'll see how that shakes out. The filming for that's supposed to end on August 15th, so see a matchup hopefully shortly after that. Now we get to the time in the show where I think we get to what everybody's been waiting on, and that's where we get into some of these cards. Before we start opening, I do like to go through our hobby top 5. It's just a segment that we do here on the show. Talk about the hot names in the hobby right now. I should get some cards and kind of show, but I don't have number 2 on the list right now because that's how hot he is, and I can't hold on to him. So got a new ranking this week. It's kind of been the same the last 2 weeks that we had done it. I had somebody drop out, and we kind of reshuffled the way this list has gone. So we go from the bottom up. So starting top 5, start at number 5, and I kind of held off on this one because this is really the fighter that I collect, and I just didn't want to play favorites, but I think it's warranted now. I kind of look at trends, see how much people are paying for people in breaks, just kind of seeing prices on eBay and different platforms where you buy cards. And so my number 5 this week is Tom Aspinall. He's been out of action, but we should see him come back in the heavyweight division hopefully sometime soon for my sake, because just really looking forward to seeing him back. And you know, if we run out of product at any time, I'll jump into what I call my lot box, and we'll kind of just look through what I have, the lots that I have. Got a great Tom Aspinall collection in the works. Really enjoying pulling those. Hopefully I'll pull something out of this Immaculate box tonight. That would be phenomenal. But let's get to number 4. Kind of moving down a spot this week, and that is Sean O'Malley. So moving down from number 3 from last week. Sorry, Sugar Sean, but I think this top 3 is pretty solid. I feel pretty good about it. Dropping down from the number 1 spot, Islam Makhachev. He's now number 3 on my list. Just, coming off, the last pay-per-view against Alex Volkanovski. Feel like he slid just a little bit, but not much. Still number 3. It's pretty good. But I think the top 2 guys are really where it's at in the hobby right now, who people are chasing. One's a rookie, one's up and coming. So really people looking for these 2 guys pretty hardcore. Number 2, moving up a spot, Shavkat Rakhmonov. And I think that I did that because he's got a fight coming up this weekend. He's on the main card at UFC 285. So Rakhmonov moving up to number 2 this week. And number 1 in this week's Hobby Top 5 is Khamzat Chimaev. Just people are really after Chimaev cards. I just see people asking for those a lot, saying they're looking for those. That's what they're chasing. That's what they're after. So I really can't go wrong with those 5. I mean, it's really hard, narrowing it down. 1 through 4 is usually pretty easy. 5 is the one I've always kind of gone back and forth on. Don't want to expand it to a top 10 because you just start splitting hairs too much at that point. You're really splitting hairs here. But that's my top 5 for the week. Chimaev, Rakhmonov, Makhachev, O'Malley, and Aspinall. So hopefully that's a pretty good list. Tell me if you agree, disagree. Send me a message. Russ at Orangefire Media. Russ at orange-fire.com. That's the email address. You can drop something in the chat. I can see that. So just let me know if you agree or disagree. And we'll do next week's. We'll see if anything changes after UFC 285 next week. So let me get our giveaway cards out of the way. Again, we're giving away a lot of Holly Holm, Jan Blachowicz. Each of these contain a numbered card. The Justin Gaethje lot. It's our Robert Whittaker. And in honor of the main event in UFC 285 this week, we got John Bones Jones. So those are the ones we'll be giving away again. Subscribe. Get your friends to subscribe. And, we'll see what we can do in giving away some cards. I think what we're going to do first, we're going to open this hanger pack of Optic. And then we'll open the retail box. And then we'll open the box of Immaculate. Before we open the box of Immaculate, we'll go through what I pulled on last week's show. So see all 6 cards that we got out of that box. And just bear with me here. I do like to put on the gloves so don't ruin any of the cards and keep them in good shape. As I said, you can find us on social media at Orangefire Media. You can email me anytime for an offer. You can find me on Facebook. I do want to send a shout out to the Facebook card group that I'm in, the UFC card group. UFC Sports Cards, Kevin Fernandez, Jordan Ferguson. Kevin runs breaks, probably running one right now. Best breaker as far as UFC goes. Mine are not breaks. We're just opening here. We're just ripping stuff for fun and, for giving people what they want. If you're looking for something, maybe we'll find it and we'll pull it out of here. So without further ado, let's get to this hanger pack. As I said last week, I haven't had a lot of success with retail. And you have to pardon me as I open these. For those listening, you can't see. Some really enjoy the noise of opening packs. But I know it probably doesn't make for the best audio. So let's get into this first hanger pack of Optic. Marvin Vettori, these are base cards right now. Daniel Cormier, Rob Font, Conor McGregor, Michael Chandler, back to back, Michelle Waterson Gomez, Matt Hughes, Juliana Pena. Might have to put together a Juliana Pena lot to give away. Zabit Magomed Shapirov. Let's get to the, and here we go with the insert cards. The Blue Velocity, got a Frankie Edgar, Kamaru Usman, Macy Barber, Habib Nurmagomedov, Ian Gary Dominator's rookie card. Got a rookie lot of Ian Gary. Can add that to, and there we go. Number 4 on our Hobby Top 5 this week, Sugar Sean O'Malley. So that's the AKA cards. So Sugar Sean right there, nothing numbered. As I said, I haven't had a whole lot of luck pulling anything numbered out of retail this year. And maybe this optic box will change that. I think I've only pulled one out of a retail box this year. I think it was a Donruss box. I pulled the Charles Oliveira out of. It was numbered 49. So that's the best. That's the only one that I pulled out of a retail box all year. Like I said, maybe we'll change our luck here with these last 2 retail boxes. Just real quick before we get into these, I do want to talk about, before we get to the Immaculate, I do want to talk about Prism coming out. So let's hold on to that thought just for a second before we get back to the optic. 2023 Prism is going to be coming out soon. We don't know when. I've been checking the Panini website, pretty frequently, just see if we get a release date. I haven't seen anything yet. The checklist still has not been put out. Kind of looking for the rookies that are going to be put in there. We know that we're going to see Alex Pineda. Probably going to see some Aaron Blanchfield. I think those would be the 2 big ones. Don't know who else is going to make it in the cut. See who made it in. And they're not necessarily rookie cards all the time. It's not like their first year. It's just the first time they've been in a set. So a little bit different than other sports that kind of try to look ahead to the prospects. Sometimes somebody's been in the UFC for 3 or 4 years, just never made it into the set, and that ends up being their rookie card. We're looking at Prism this year. One of the things that's coming out, one of the things that they let out that's going to be in the set is the throwback signatures. They're going to use the 2012 design and put some throwback signatures on that retro design. So looking forward to that. Looking forward to opening that box of Prism up there on your top left, right up here. Getting ready to open that in a couple of weeks, about 3 weeks. Like I said, we're going to open the other retail box of optic and a hobby box of optic next week. We're going to open the other hobby box of optic. Then we'll open the Prism, and then hopefully we'll have some new Prism by then. Or else we're going to have to go, probably going to have to go to the lot box and go through those. So back to these. Here we go with this optic retail box. Maybe we'll just have to find some other retail or something else to pass our time with. So Israel Adesanya, Aljamain Sterling, Beneil Dariush, Jorge Masvidal, and also known as Du Bronx Charles Oliveira. Pack number 2. Marvin Vettori, another Daniel Cormier. I believe that's another Rob Font, another Conor McGregor, and there we go, a silver Chuck Liddell. So picking up the Iceman there. Pack number 3. I like that what I saw on the bottom. Michael Chandler, Michelle Waterson, Matt Hughes, Juliana Pena, and there we go. Another one to add to that lot. John Jones, My House. That's a purple. So, not too bad. Just building up that lot. And I don't know when we're going to give it away. So, hopefully we get those numbers up and give those away soon. Sorry if you're looking for that May 5th date, but don't think we'll be able to make that happen. Or March 5th, sorry. Don't think we're going to make that happen next week. Another Zabit, Mackenzie Dern, Korean Zombie, Irene Aldana, and Tito Ortiz, My House. 2 more. I know this is not as exciting as the Immaculate, but we gotta pass the time somehow. I try to get 45 minutes out of the show every week. So there we go. Base cards, Bilal Muhammad. There's the base, Chuck Liddell, Piotr Jan, Yan Xiaonan. Here we go, Megan O'Leary, Voices of the Octagon, Silver, Prism. It's been interesting to see how well people have received the Voices of the Octagon. People just go crazy over those, especially the Bruce Buffer. Last pack of retail before we get to the big show. Charles Oliveira, Derek Brunson, Davison Figueiredo, Champ Leon Egberts, and for my boy Emmanuel Robles, Brandon Moreno, Stargazing. E, hope you're doing well, my friend. You'll be getting that one. So here we go. Just one thing left for tonight, but before we do that, I know I'm just milking it. We're gonna go through what we pulled from last week's box of Immaculate. Like I said, everything's available. If you want to make an offer, want to be really fair, want to help people get what they want, the people they PC. So here's what we got last week. All these first ones are of 99. That's the lowest number I got. So Tisha Torres with the fight used material. Got Derek Lewis, the fight worn material with the auto. Got the jumbo memorabilia patch, the Francis Ngannou, 32 of 99. Look really good with an auto on it. It's just all white. Got the Matt Brown all-time greats auto. Those are all on card. Got the champ, Zhang Wei Li. And the big pull last week was this base, not base, but just the red Yuri Prochazka, 20 of 25. So that was the best one that we pulled last week. Hopefully we get something better this week. So I know that's what you all have been waiting for, so I will get on with it. So let me get out the big card sleeves. Just get 6 of these ready to go. All right, here we go. Without further ado. Again, email address russ@orange-fire.com. You can find me social media at Orange Fire Media on all the social media platforms. And you're free to make an offer on anything. And got the chat pulled up. If you feel like sending a message, I'll see it. Maybe something else that we want to talk about that I haven't thought about. Happy to give it a look. So let me know your thoughts. I want to know that we're doing a good job. So we're here at episode number 5. This is going to be live every Sunday at 9 o'clock Central Time. Right here from the Houston area in Texas. So here we go. Let's see what we got. Oh, I see something. I kind of got a sneak peek. And I'm going to be really happy about it. Just to let you know. So here we go. Saeed Nurmagomedov, another of 25. So let's get that. Protected. So we've pulled a Yuri Prochazka and a Saeed Nurmagomedov red. So those are all 25, 8 of 25. So that's one. Here we go. Next one. 32 of 99, tied to a Vasa, the Fight Relic. That's pretty good. Henry Cejudo, 3 of 4. Boom. Right there. Walkout pants. Got part of the UFC logo. Triple C. In action coming up probably on May 6th for the bantamweight title against Aljamain Sterling. That is nice. Henry Cejudo, 3 of 4. So definitely the best one that we've pulled so far. Oh, wow. 4 of 10. Mark Coleman. All-time greats. This has been a box so far. Mark Coleman, auto, all-time great, 4 of 10. Nice pulls in this one. I haven't even gotten to my favorite one yet because I just happened to see it when I was getting it out of the box. I'm going to be happier about that one than I am about these. 3 of 4, 4 of 10, 8 of 25 on the Nurmagomedov. And here we go. This is what I'm talking about. Tom Aspinall, Shadow Box, 68 of 99. That's mine. So good stuff there. An Aspinall on-card auto for Russ. Actually, I said that everything is available, and it really is. If you're going to come after the Aspinalls, though, it's going to be hard for me to part with them. Actually, not the best one I pulled this year. I got the season ticket out of Chronicles. I got a red cracked ice 25 auto. Got that one graded out at a 9. The autograph graded out at a 10. So I've got that Aspinall. Got a couple of other autos that I've collected of Tom Aspinall. But we do have one more card left. I've got it off screen in my left hand. So pretty good one here too. This was a good box. I mean, I've seen a lot of people in their pulls, and I could not complain about this one whatsoever. Here's the last one. Joanna Jędrzejczyk. 81 of 99, memorabilia, autograph, on card. That's nice. Love Joanna. So just a really, really, really solid box of Immaculate. And that is a good way to end my run on Immaculate. Not going to be getting another one of those, as you know. Not the easiest thing to come by. They sold out of those, and so now that I've got them all sleeved up, let's go through them one more time. That first pull of red, Saeed Nurmagomedov, 8 of 25. Tied to a Vasa memorabilia, 32 of 99. Henry Cejudo, Jumbo Memorabilia 3 of 4. Mark Coleman, all-time greats, 4 of 10. That's a gold. That's nice. Goes along with our Matt Brown that we got last week. There's my Tom Aspinall, 68 of 99, on-card auto, shadow box. And then our last one was the Joanna Jędrzejczyk memorabilia autograph. That's 81 of 99. Again, if you see anything you like, let me know. Russ at orange-fire.com. Here's last week's Zhang Lee. These are of 99. Matt Brown, all-time greats. Francis Ngannou, Jumbo memorabilia. Derek Lewis, memorabilia autograph. Tisha Torres. And then we had the Yuri Prochazka red of 25. So good stuff. That was fun. That was a lot of fun. So next week we got this one. Pardon my reach there. Probably not the best on camera. Then we'll open another hobby box and get a couple of autographs. Well, only guaranteed one. Well, not even guaranteed one on average in a box of optics. So we'll see what we pull out of that optic box next week. See what we get out of this hobby box and out of this retail. And then the week after that, we will go to another hobby box. That'll be by itself. We'll just have that one in 2 weeks. And then what I've been waiting for is this box of Prism. Got 2 autographs in there. So should be a lot of fun. Well, I hope you enjoyed this edition of the Orange Fire Media podcast. Have a lot of fun opening products, just delivering what people are looking for. As I said, it's just fun. Just, as kids get into the hobby, you really want to help them, give them some advice, bring them along, give them a good place where they can come and talk about UFC. If they're UFC fans, they got a place that they can come and enjoy, just watching and learning. Hopefully I've got some, good advice for people. I want to hear questions. I'll take questions. You send them to me. We'll talk about whatever you want to talk to about on this podcast. It's just me. I have no producer. I'm just going back and forth between cameras and, just kind of running everything, my own show. I don't have any graphics yet. It's kind of a little difficult. I'd love to have the Hobby Top 5 up there on a graphic. Love to give you my contact info, but just one thing at a time. Love to get some guests on here to see how we can Zoom people in. Got some great friends in the hobby. Some great friends who've worked for the UFC, and would love to talk to them at some point. But it's just it's a process. It's a time to grow and a time to learn, trial and error, and we see what works on here. But it just takes a community to grow. Just hope that you enjoy it, and that this is a place that you enjoy coming on your Sunday night, or if you listen to it on Monday on your way into work, that it's just something that you have fun doing along with me, because I just want to take everybody along on this journey with me, and hopefully we can grow these numbers to pretty significant numbers here in the coming weeks, because I want to give some of this stuff away. And the way that I can do that is just by growing and by having a big community out there behind me, and just appreciate all of you who are along here on the ground floor, and looking forward to where this goes and what we're able to do in the future. And hopefully we can give away a lot of stuff and just get a lot of people, get this stuff in people's hands who are looking for it. Like I said, I've got the lot box, and we'll get into that at some point. I've got a lot of good lots, some numbered cards, some things like that we'll give away at some point. But again, this is episode 5 of the Orange Fire Media podcast. I thank you all for joining me here on your Sunday night, and I hope that you'll come back next week. You'll tell friends about it. And encourage them to subscribe and enter into our giveaway. We'll be giving away cards, so the only way to be entered into those is to subscribe and be entered in. So send me an email, Russ at orange-fire.com, or send me a message on social media at Orange Fire Media. Find me on Facebook, Russ Reneau. Check into the UFC Sports Card group. Great group, great community, big community. and that's where you can find us. And also, if you are tuning in and couldn't watch the whole thing and you want to find us elsewhere, you want to listen, find us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, all the audio podcast platforms. But once again, this is Russ Reneau saying thanks for joining us here on the Orange Fire Media Podcast, and we will see you next week. Thank you, everybody.